5 CID officers going in a vehicle to Kurunegala and come will cost $500,000. You know, it's a joke. Here billions are involved. Billions.
But this is like daylight robbery.
Daylight robbery. Daylight robbery. They are playing with the whole system. They're playing with the whole system.
Our guest today is Mr. Maithri Gunaratne. He is the former Central and Uber Province Governor and President's Council.
We were also politically desperate. We were thrown out of the UNP by that time. And then I told him, sir, I am not going to leave the UNP. I'm not going to leave the UNP, but I will stay inside the UNP and I'll fight you. That is a bit difficult to answer because you take the police department, they are corrupt. You take the prisons, they are corrupt. You take the customs, they are corrupt. They are all corrupt. The Rajapaksa regime, they broadened the corruption pyramid. Now, President Andukumar Dissanayake, he pledged that he's going to get good people to run the country. He never did it. And from the very appointment of the speaker, I mean, it was lies and deception. You ask anyone, my God, this country cannot be made. You can't do anything. This is finished. This is gone. I say, no, it's possible. It's possible. I'm not saying it without having done it. I have done it, and therefore I'm telling it with responsibility.
Mr. Maithri, welcome from the island.
Thank you very much. Nice to be with you all.
Thank you. Mr. Maithri, I want to start off by kind of digging into your role as governor of Central and Uber. So could you start off by telling us what exactly does a governor do day to day? What are your responsibilities?
The governor is the president's representative in that province. So basically, you're exercising presidential powers in the central province or in the Uber province. Okay. So all the powers which the president has, the governor has. And you're the head of the provincial council. Mm-hmm. So when I was governor in the central province and the Uber province, in the central province, the provincial council was not functioning. Okay. It had been dissolved, or it has lapsed its time. Okay. And therefore, the entire running of the provincial council fell on the shoulders of the governor.
Right.
So I had to do the work of the chief minister and the 4 other ministers and the whole provincial council. So it was not an easy task. It was, as far as I was concerned, it was an 18-hour job. I used to work 18 hours a day and sometimes more. But it was very interesting. And when I went, actually, this was entirely by accident. How I was appointed as governor was entirely by accident. Because one day, if you remember, President Sirisena, during his tenancy as president, he appointed Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, and then midway, he changed his mind and appointed Mr. Rajapaksa as the Prime Minister, and that government lasted 50 days.
Yeah. Hard to forget.
And then the Supreme Court reinstated Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe as Prime Minister, and that was the time. We worked for Mr. President Sirisena in 2015. There were 7 of us who were responsible when he crossed over from the PA or the Rajapaksa regime, when he crossed over to the opposition. 7 of us, we were also politically desperate. I mean, we were because we had been in the UNP, we had supported Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe. I have contested. I've been a provincial council member in the UNP for 15 years. Started in 1994, and in the UNP we were thrown out of the UNP by that time. So we were also pretty desperate. Right. And then we thought, okay, this guy, he's a person whom we can market, we can sell, and we can take forward.
Right. He was electorally friendly.
Friendly, very friendly. So when he came came to the opposition in the aftermath, or not in the aftermath, sorry, before the election, when Mahinda Rajapaksa had declared the election, because President Rajapaksa he declared the election 2 years before his term ended.
Right.
And he thought, okay, this is the best time, because the opposition was in disarray. Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe couldn't muster the support. So he thought he will now declare the election, then he will get another 6 years from then. And that whole gamble failed. That whole gamble failed. So when Mr. Sirisena came, 7 of us were responsible. We went and said, don't worry, we are there for you, to work for you. And that's how the whole thing started. And then we in 2015, we worked towards bringing the 2015 Yapalna government to power. And then thereafter, there was a, I would say, concern, because Mr. Shiral Laktilaka and myself, we were opposed to Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, then tooth and nail we opposed him in the UNP.
From the beginning itself?
From 2010, we had told him that, with you, we cannot win. I personally met him, and I told him that, sir, very sorry to tell you, but with you we can't win, because we need to change. We need to modernize the UNP. You need to get new blood and things like that. At that time in 2010, I suggested that Mr. Karuja Surya be made leader, Sajid to be made deputy leader, and for Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe to operate as senior leader. I said, take Sonia Gandhi from India. And Sonia Gandhi was a senior leader, and although she was Italian, but she gave a lot of guidance and all that.
So she pulled the strings in the background.
With the background. And I said, sir, sometimes if you take that decision, within 6 months, people may come and say, no, we want you back. Yeah. You come back. So, but you have to take that decision. You have to give a change.
He didn't like the idea, though.
He argued with me for about 1 hour, 15 minutes. He was telling how suitable he is. I was telling him, no, you are not suitable.
What was his argument for the suitability?
No, he was saying, no, I have the experience, I can do it, I have been doing it. Whom am I to give it? And I said, that's not the issue. Tomorrow, if you drop dead, what's going to happen? Someone is going to take this over. Someone has to take it over. So anyway, the argument went on, and then I told him, sir, I am not going to leave the UNP. I'm not going to leave the UNP, but I will stay inside the UNP and I'll fight you. So I was very open with him. It was not a case of backstabbing. Now, politically, in politics, it's always you don't tell what is happening, Right. But here I went and I told him very clearly. Then subsequently, I followed up that meeting with a letter saying that this is what I propose, and I'm going to work against. I'm going to work towards bringing a new leadership for the UNP.
So was the rationale that the UNP wasn't modernized enough? And
That's
he
right.
Was not
That's right. And he never gave emphasis to organizing the party, because a political party, it's like a business which has a hell of a big network. There are agents or organizers. So you need to have electorates. You need the electorates to be nurtured and various things. It's a long process. So when you don't have that kind of thing, you can't maintain it. That's what happened to the UNP. Now, if you take Mr. J.R. Jayawardene in 77, before he got that 5/6 majority, from 72 onwards, Mr. J.R. Jayawardene used to visit each and every district. He used to go and see the suitability of the candidates and speak to people. Sometimes they were professionals. He went and spoke to them, spoke to their friends, the parents, got them to come into politics. So it's a case of getting the right person. And as a result of that, in 77, he got a fantastic team. And that team, with that team, that victory, took the UNP for 17 years non-stop.
Yeah.
And after the 17 years also, after when they were very unpopular, they lost the parliament, their parliament by 1 seat after 17 years. So I say that was the most successful campaign before winning and after winning for 17 years to be in power. So after Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, he inherited a party which had 95 members in parliament. And ultimately it came down to 1.
Just him.
Just him. So that was our grievance, because we saw the UNP as a party with tremendous potential. And I still say that. It has a tremendous potential, and it's a party, it stands for development, culturally getting people together, races together. So it has a very nice vibe about it. And people are very comfortable. So I always say, been saying this for the last maybe 2-3 years, that Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe, Mr. Sajid Premadasa, both of them should get together. And the opposition, the total opposition. Now there isn't much difference between the PA, the UNP, the SLFP. The policies are the same. Now if you take the JVP, they stood for communism and various ungod for policies. But today, Andukumar Dissanayake is following the IMF better than Ranil Wickremesinghe. I mean, if it was Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, he would have tried to negotiate and take some shortcuts. But this guy is going one step ahead. He's asking the IMF, "Mokada karanna one me, tavat karanna one," things like that. So I mean, so there is no politically, ideologically, there is no difference. It's the open economy, and people like it. I mean, it has its shortcomings, but people like it.
So why do you think that has been the case? Why is the president currently so for the IMF and compared to where they are ideologically? How does that even change?
No, because I think he has the intelligence to identify that if he veers from the path of the IMF, that it is going to be a disastrous path.
Sure. So he's being pragmatic.
He's being pragmatic, and that's the one thing he has. Good thing he has done. I mean, what is good is good. I mean, whoever does it.
Yeah.
So he has very, very vibrantly carried this forward and said, no, we have to go through that. And mind you, they promised
the opposite.
Absolute opposite. So having promised that to stick on to this, hang on to this, it's not an easy task for them, and that has brought their credibility also tremendously low. But still then, as far as for the country is concerned, that is the only way we could have gone.
Do you think that they have a severe internal divide amongst each other between the pragmatists like President AKD and maybe the more ideological JVP
communists?
No.
They have their differences. The JVP and the NPP. Now, I would say JVP is led by a person like Tiblin Silva, and the NPP faces Mrs. Amarasuriya, the Prime Minister. So, these two fractions may not be seeing eye to eye all that well.
Ideologically?
Also ideologically, because whatever said and done, Mrs. Amarasuriya and that bunch of guys in the NPP, they come from the private sector. Most of them are private sector oriented. They have not been in politics, but they joined the NPP because they promised a hell of a lot of good things that they are going to do. So those were the driving factors for them to go there. Because and mind you, the main political parties, I mean, the picture they painted, that these guys are good for nothing, they have not done anything, these fellows have just wasted 70 years of their time, if the country is in this position because of that. So therefore, we are the good guys in the classroom, give it to us, we can do it, we are all qualified to do this and all that. So, I mean, people fell for it. And that's how these two fractions came into existence. So, but the JVP is still the good old JVP. There hasn't been any reform. They will say 30, 40 years they started, they are still that. So, if you are not willing to change, I mean, you can go extinct. So, what I am saying is that's where the problem has arisen, because it is not President Andukumar Dissanayake who is taking the decisions. The decisions are being taken by Tiblin Silva, and there is a priest in the JVP who is the ideological head. Okay. So he's the ideological head of the JVP, like Anton Balasinghe of the LTT. This priest is the person who decides as to what should happen and how it should go. It is implemented through Mr. Tiblin Silva, and the president is in their organization is only just a figurehead.
So, Mr. Maithri, based on your own experience of being inside this, can you explain to me why is it that the current government, like President AKD, has taken pretty much all the main portfolios of the ministries for himself? Does he not trust other people to take those positions? Do they not have the people for it? Because I have never seen in any country where the president is the finance minister and the defense minister and the digital minister and the president. It doesn't. How does he even manage so many important portfolios?
That's why the government is not doing well, is because one thing is this, I would say the president should not take any ministry.
Okay.
he may be able to take one ministry or one job for that matter. But well, finance is not one thing he should take, because with our country's predicament, we need a finance minister who's going to work 20 hours of the day, not 18, 20, 24 hours of the day, because we are in a very bad position. Then even the defense, it's a full-time job.
Well, also the finance and defense ministry sometimes has very opposing, policy needs, right?
Policy needs. So what I'm saying is, the president, the best for him is to be like an umpire. He's watching everything as to what is happening. And I would say it is best for him to watch from top as to how the whole thing is running. Now, for instance, if you go to President AKD on a customs-related matter, I mean, I don't think you can get a decision even this side of 1 month, because he's so inundated with work.
Right.
Right. So that is a custom. When if you take the Minister of Defence, that itself is a huge area. And look at the budget allocation for the Ministry of Defence; it's the largest. So it is not an advisable thing for the president to take all these portfolios and not. I mean, President Maithri Rajapaksa did it. Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe did it. They do it mainly, I would say, for political and economic gain.
How do they gain political?
Yeah,
and
because now
economic
as the finance minister will say, now for instance, during the Rajapaksa regime, there was this sugar scandal. You bring the tax down, the tax is 50 rupees a kilo or ton or whatever it is. You bring it to 50 cents one day, and then again after the sugar consignment at 50 cents is bought in, you increase it back to 50 rupees. So the guy who bought in that sugar has made on that one single act 49.50 into whatever the tonnage of sugar he has bought. So, but this is just an example. Yeah. I'm giving you all. So there are so many other areas where you can play around with the taxes. Now, for instance, there was one instance where the Erica nut exporting of Erica nuts. Now that also, the minister in charge, he increased the tax. Erica nut export became a totally unviable project. Then what they did was they met the then finance minister, and they discussed the terms and all that. And 2 days later, he brought the tax down, and then they could export. So these are the self-destructive methods which these people use to kill the forward march of this country.
But that sounds like it's based on purely self-interested corruption.
Yes,
needs.
definitely. Corruption.
In my head, Mr. Maithri, I would think that their main objective is to stay in power, right? Not just corruption. And when they do steps like what you just mentioned, obviously they won't stay in power very long because they are not bringing any real change on the ground.
No, what happens is they think when you are in office that you will always be in office. That's a phenomenon which goes into their mind, and then they also make money. So and this system now, for instance, if you take our electoral system, now if you are going to contest, if there is a parliamentary election tomorrow, and you are going to contest the Colombo district, I mean, you are talking of a minimum of, if I want to win, 200 million, 250 million, that's a minimum campaign. So, I mean, who has that amount of money?
Right.
Who has that amount of money? So, you have to compromise yourself. So, that's why we have been advocating from the very inception that we have to go back to the seat-by-seat basis, a mixed system, a seat-by-seat, where there is a member of parliament or member for that particular seat. Now, this is Kaduwela, I believe. If it is Kaduwela, there is one person. But now, presently, the guy in Kaduwela has to go to Colombo North. He has to go to Avissawela to collect his votes. So, it's an expensive hobby. It's an expensive business. So, these changes need to come. And in fairness, President Sirisena bought those changes. To the local government, he bought the seat-by-seat system, and he was to bring for the provincial council and the parliament. But that was scuttled. No one wanted it bought because because if it was bought, none of these guys who were in power at that time, they would have been re-elected again because it would have been completely new people who came in.
Right. Right.
So therefore, there are wheels within wheels, wheels within wheels. So you need to take, very, very strategic decisions, cut it, and then correct it.
Right. Where do you think it went wrong with President Sirisena's?
President Sirisena, it went wrong because Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, he thought that once President Sirisena becomes the president, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe can be de facto president and he will just be hanging around like a peon. That's where it went wrong.
From the start,
From the start.
So
Once you're the executive president, okay, I mean, those powers are, it's difficult to challenge. Okay, so you need to know that. But Mr. Wickremesinghe thought, okay, this guy is from Polonnaruwa, he's not much experience, all that. But mind you, he had 15 years experience as a member of parliament in the SLFP. He had a lot of experience. And I mean, he never spoke the English language the way you and I do. But I mean, there are so many people who don't. Yeah. But still, once he was elected, president. So you can't undermine that. Yeah. So where it went wrong was Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe tried to undermine it. He did undermine it, and he made him uncomfortable. So that's why this went on. It went sour. The whole relationship went sour.
So President Sirisena was not aware of the fact that would happen.
Well, no.
Not necessarily.
No. Because when you contest, because now when I spoke, he's very close to us, we talked to him, he said,
right.
when we asked, he said, Mama ave Karu Jayasuriya හරි කවුරු හරි යටතේ ඇමතිකමක් කරන්න. අන්තිමට මට ජනාධිපති අපේක්ෂක වෙන්න ඕන. So he came in the intention of becoming a minister under Karu Jayasuriya. He thought Mr. Karu Jayasuriya will be the head, and he wanted to become minister. But ultimately, that also there is another story for that. But ultimately, what happened was he became the candidate.
But he wasn't eyeing for that per se.
No, his own admission.
Interesting.
His own admission. He was never looking for that. And if he was given premiership in the SLFP or SLPP at that time, he would have never come. Because I met Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa when he was president, and before that I'm known to him personally. He said, Maithri, Mama අයියට කිව්වා කීප සැරයක් කිව්වා මේ මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේනව අගමැති කරන්න. ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. අර එයාව අගමැති කරන්න. කාලයක් හිටපුම and they never took that advice. Right. So ultimately, I mean, everyone has aspirations. When you're politically active and you've been there for 30-40 years, you naturally you get aspirations, and I suppose it's you can't blame him.
My understanding is that when prior to President Sirisena making you governor under his tenureship, it was actually Ranil Wickremesinghe that was advocating that he not appoint you per se.
Yes.
Like he was,
yes.
And I guess that was part of the reason, because you were very upfront with him from the beginning. That you were not on his side, you were on Sirisena's side.
No, it's correct. So, moment that Yapalna government came into power in 2015, I mean, we thought, okay, we'll be given some good portfolios and good positions in government. But that came only after about a month. And that also was because of, I must say, Mr. Champika Ranawaka and President Sirisena. Right. Then Shiral, of course, my friend, he was immediately after the election taken into the presidential office as a presidential coordinating secretary. And then with regard to me, I was, after about a month, I was appointed as the chairman of the Lanka Coal Company. And that's a premier company, the only company in Sri Lanka which brings in coal for the Lakvijaya power plant. So I was appointed as chairman there, and that's how it happened. And even at that time, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe was not very happy happy. And I must say, in fairness, we never did anything to try to widen a gap or create a
Divide.
a divide among them. No, that is not the way we work. Once we are working as a team, there may be people we don't like or who do not agree with our views. But when it's a team, we need to work together. It's, I mean, like a game of rugby or hockey or cricket or whatever. You need to pull in your socks and play, otherwise you're not going to take this forward. So we have not done that, although he thought, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe thought we would do it, but never have we done it. I can say that with confidence.
As an insider, Mr. Maithri, what were maybe the biggest challenges that you have seen that's really keeping us or weighing us down? Because you mentioned earlier before we started the recording that the state is primarily responsible for our lack there of development. So what is it exactly inside of the state that is having this block?
No, Sri Lanka, we are having a huge management problem.
Okay.
The issue is our country is not properly managed. We have it's entirely a management problem, and unfortunately, these managers are not chosen by a board of directors or people who with some kind of knowledge as to how a country should be run. These guys are chosen by the people, and the people are choosing fellows to manage this country. I mean, the qualification is he came for my funeral, he came for my wedding, he signed for my daughter's or son's wedding.
Right.
So small criteria like this are the ones which are deciding as to who should be elected to parliament and then who should be elected to govern this country. So until and unless our voter takes this very seriously, that vote he goes and places in the polling booth, that is a very, very important decision he is making. So my contention is the voter has to choose the proper person, and if you choose the proper person, this whole thing can be changed within 1 year. This bad governance, all these issues, within 1 year you can turn it around.
So you're saying that this can all be turned around very quickly.
Yes.
If we have a system based on merit.
And the other thing is, this country, I would say, after I served as governor of the Uva province and the central province, I would say you can put this country right in 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
How so exactly?
Within 6 months you can get the systems working.
As long as you get in the right managers, you're saying?
Yeah, so as the like the CEO, if you are the president, you need to get the right people and choose the right people, put the right people into those places. You can turn this around within 6 months.
Is it even possible to get the right people if the incentives of the state are completely upside down, where you can like have a lot of corruption, which we will get to regarding the coal tendering, for example, things like that?
No, you can. Now what is happening is this. Now President Kumar Dissanayake, he pledged that he is going to get good people to run the country, but he never did it. He started again bringing his party rank and file to various positions, and from the very appointment of the speaker, I mean, it was lies and deception. So that's where he showed that he's bad. He cannot perform. What I'm saying is this. Now, Mr. Kumar Dissanayake, he has been elected president by the people of this country. For 5 years, no one can change it, unless there is an impeachment and all that. So once you are appointed, what you need to do is, you need to get the right people to run the country. You need to choose the right people to run the country. It doesn't have to be from the NPP. It doesn't have to be from the UNP or he can choose a cross section of people. He can come. Just imagine a situation where he, having been selected as president of the country, he comes and he chooses people who are capable to hold positions as cabinet ministers, and he tells, I want so and so these people, not from the JVP, not from the NPP. I mean, in the UNP there are good people you can take. In the SJB there are good people you can take. In the SLPP there are good people. You can bring some good people from outside and you tell them. That is what this country needs. This country needs to get, I would say 10 guys who can really work and who are capable will change the face of it within 6 months. So that is not happening. That is, we expected actually when Mr. Anura Kumar Dissanayake was appointed as president, or when he was elected as president, inside me I was happy. Although we worked against it. Inside me I was happy because one thing is we thought, okay, he has got a chance, like most of the people in this country. Most of the people, that's why they voted, and they still can't believe it that he has not been able to fulfill his their expectations. They are still trying to support him. They are still saying, give him some time, give him some time. 1.5 years have almost gone. There's only another two-thirds of his term. So they still have faith in him. But still he continues to do the same mistake over and over and over and over again. At least after 1 year, he should have seen, okay, my guys are just not capable. And he comes to the public and he says, no, my guys are not capable. I want to change it. I want to get good people to run this country. I'm going to do it for me, and appoints good people. And matter will change. The country, you can change the country. There is no problem. Because he has all the powers. Under this constitution, he has all the powers.
Through the executive presidency.
Yes.
So why do you think that he has not done that? Is that because of, one, his loyalty to the JVP kind of thing that he can't move away? Or is it because, and I'm theorizing, tell me if I'm wrong, but because the Rajapaksa era has been going on for so long that the Rajapaksa family has pretty much entrenched themselves into all institutions here, right? Can you really remove all those state workers who are appointed by the Rajapaksas, the loyalists? So what exactly is going on?
No, I don't agree with you there.
No.
I don't agree with you there. Government servants or public service, although when the regime changes, they also change. They are not going to risk their jobs by trying to say, no, I'm a Rajapaksa guy.
Right.
I'm going to only work for the Rajapaksa. I'm going to work according to that manifesto or that agenda.
Right.
I don't think it happens that way. It doesn't happen that way.
The
Now,
loyalty is not so...
No. Now I can see what is happening to the judiciary, what is happening to the legal system. The so-called loyalists, they switch overnight. They switch overnight. So their loyalty is not a thing which you get eternally. It's nothing which comes eternally. That you are loyal to them as long as you are in that position. You are loyal.
Right.
Till you can get something, you are loyal. Now take for instance our private lives. Right? As long as we can help someone, they are loyal to us.
Sure.
You do 9 and you don't do the 10th thing, they will start yelling at you. Am I not right?
Absolutely.
So that's how the loyalty works.
Even here.
Even in government, that's how the loyalty works. And one thing is this. One thing is the Rajapaksa regime, they broadened the corruption pyramid. Now, we'll say if the corruption pyramid before Mr. Rajapaksa came in was like this, okay, they made it bigger by about 300%.
Right.
So if we'll say the state consisted of 1,000 people running the state and only 100 were corrupt, Rajapaksas made it about 800.
Sure.
Right. So therefore they realized, hey, keeping this guy in power is not a bad idea because we also benefited personally. So what they did was they broadened the corruption base. So as a result of that, they got loyalty. Nothing else.
So based on the system that you're talking about, and as you mentioned earlier regarding all these political parties pretty much sharing the same policy views, or I don't even know what half of them believe in. When I look at the manifesto, I saw like education, we need high quality education, full stop. And
what do you mean? What does it
what
mean?
does that
Nothing.
even mean?
It mean
right?
nothing.
And that's pretty much true for all of
Yes,
them, right?
definitely.
So how are we even going to change the system if we are not making decisions of voting based on what they put out as policy?
No, that's what I'm saying. The most important thing is whom you are going to vote for. You need to choose the correct person. Without that, I mean, they've been a nice, colorful dossier as a policy document. Beautiful words, nice sounding terminology, which means nothing. Which means nothing. Now, for instance, I'll just take you through that. I don't know whether I'm going on my own and
No, please continue.
Sorry,
No,
it's
I
all
mean,
good.
please,
No.
please correct me
No,
or
no,
put it on proper perspective. Now, for instance, the Prime Minister brought this education reforms, which is
Yes,
currently
I think
at dispute. Now, what I'm saying is, this country, right? We are a very, very small minority who speaks English. Okay. 98% of the people don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So isn't it the education reform shouldn't it be teach everyone English?
I mean, to compete globally in the world, yeah.
Definitely, definitely. Where else? Yeah. We are a nondescript place in the world, right? We need to compete with the world. So
But Ms. Maithri, sorry
Yeah.
to cut you off,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's a mindset issue, right? Because, I mean, we get comments on our podcast, YouTube, all the time of like, why is this podcast in English? You guys are colonialists, you guys, all sorts of things,
that's
right?
that is precisely what I'm trying to tell you now.
Right.
That is because 98% don't speak the language. And the other problem is they hate those who speak the language.
Yeah.
So we are in a vicious situation. You don't speak it. You don't like the guy who speaks it.
But why is that? Like, because we don't look at someone who's speaking French and think, oh, I hate this
No,
guy
the proper.
speaking French.
Yeah, no, the correct. No, I mean, French. I like the language. Even now I'm trying to see whether I can learn that language. It's such a beautiful language.
yeah.
Such
All
a beautiful,
languages are. Yeah.
No, but French is such a musical language.
True,
It
isn't
is, it's
You just listen to it. It's like listening to a song when you
Yeah,
to
that's
see
true.
French people talking.
Yeah.
So no, what I'm saying is here it has been associated with okay, you speak English, you have more facilities, more money, you've got more recognition. So as a result of that, okay, this guy has got more recognition because he speaks English. I can't speak English, so therefore I need to get this fellow down. I need to tackle him down. I need to gun him down. So that is the mindset. That's the mindset, and I'm telling you, if Prime Minister Haranya Amarasuriya came in and sorted that problem out, that is teaching English to this country, to all the people, that would have opened the door to the world.
No, absolutely.
That would have opened the door to the world. And, I mean, now look at what a mess she has got into. These reforms may be good, but I mean, now what they have had to completely backpedal the whole issue. And when are they going to teach English? Now look at the spectacle the members of parliament, the ministers are making when they are trying to talk English. I'm not laughing at them. One thing is I admire them because with all the laughing they're still trying to talk it. That's the courage. That's the spirit we must appreciate.
Absolutely.
And now, for instance, I know, I mean, in school, when children or boys or girls try to start speaking English, they are ridiculed among them.
Yeah.
And from that stage, from that age, they ridicule people who started talking English. So what happens is then the guy who innocently wants to learn this language also is put off.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, you make a monster with a lot of complexes. That is the problem we are having.
Like an inferiority complex.
Huge inferiority complexes. Our problem is 98% of the people are having huge inferiority complexes. And when you have an inferiority complex, you cannot find out what is wrong with this guy.
Right.
you don't know where which area is weak or bad.
Right. Yeah.
His mind is working in a completely different way. So that is why I'm saying that English is a leveler. It will level the playing field as much as possible.
Yeah.
And they become as competitive and they can be even better. They can be even better. Because one thing is this, I'm telling you, you get extremely talented guys. If they had their English correct, they would have been in, we'll say, even if the media field, you take it, BBC or CNN.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. But due to their, frog in the well policy, and they have never battled to learn this English, they are today, languishing here, hoping to go abroad. That's the irony of this whole thing. So you need to, the government, you need to bring that in and immediately. And it's not a difficult thing to do. For instance, I mean, if you don't have English teachers and English, you go to Europe, you go to Australia, you go to English-speaking countries. There are so many retired people. You advertise there and say that you're going to give them accommodation and accommodation, comfortable accommodation. They're asking them to come for 1 year or 2 year stints to teach. You will get thousands of people who want to come. It can be done.
Well,
For sure.
Yeah, to endorse your point, actually, like a great example, I guess, is all the Sri Lankans that actually move abroad and do extremely well.
Extremely well.
Well, that kind of gets to the point I want to steelman you on this, is that if you want to make reform, let's say that the government does say, yes, everyone's going to learn English from primary school onwards. This is how we become globally competitive. Now, I don't know if you remember the case recently, that the government tried to make, I think, abusing children in schools by the teachers, ban that. And then, the teachers union got on the streets and the government had to backpedal on that. Same with the education reform. Same with pretty much any sort of reform. So how would you even try to change that if, every time you want to do something meaningful,
People retaliate.
political parties, people, certain groups, they go and create havoc. And you have had experience with that as governor in your Kandy Bazaar kind of...
I was very firm. You have to be, you have to talk like Lee Kuan Yew.
Right.
He said when the pilots and Singapore Airlines were playing hell, he said, I'll ground the airline. I'll close it up and I'll rebuild it from tomorrow. If you don't, within 24 hours, you don't come up. You have to be tough. This country, you can't soft pedal. You have to be tough.
And that's something I think the government is missing right now, for sure.
All of these people are playing politics.
Right, yeah.
What I'm saying is, once you're elected as president, if you do the right thing, I'm 100% sure next term also, they'll elect you. Why have you got to go and play politics? That way, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his 2.5 years, he took right decisions. We commend him for that. It was unpopular, but he took the right decision. Leader of a country is not there to take popular decisions.
Yeah.
You have to take unpopular decisions. That's where leadership counts.
Right.
You have to take the unpopular decision and take the country forward. That's ultimately the proof of the pudding is in the eating. You at the end of your tenure, from where have you bought it from 10 to 50, or have you taken it from 10 to 0?
Yeah. And that's true for CEOs of companies.
Oh,
but
everyone.
It's not true for countries.
Country. How can that be correct? If it is performance based for companies and your home and everything, your education and all that, everything is performance based. But when it comes to your country, you take a completely different criteria. Incompetence is the performance. If you're incompetent, the more incompetent you are, the better it is to run the country. Yeah.
Sure, it's easy to control those people, right?
You all are laughing. This is the fact.
Absolutely. We see it. Yeah.
This is a fact. I'm talking. What I'm saying is, this is what I've seen. This is what I've seen. So that's what I say. This place can be put right in 6 months. No issues. Now when I was governor in Kandy, there are so many decisions where people were objecting, but we bulldozed it through. The one-way traffic plan in Kandy.
Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah.
What happened there?
Now, Kandy is a very popular destination for tourism.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to go to Kandy. But to go into Kandy and get out of Kandy takes 1 hour, 1 hour to go, 1 hour to come. So then, I mean, that's a no-no. It's a complete putting off for anyone who wants to go to Kandy.
That's because of the traffic
Because
congestion?
of traffic congestion. So then I was there. I personally went onto the road in the morning from 6 o'clock till about 8:30, watching how the traffic was going and all that. Then they has got the university experts, and we tried to decide and make a plan. So then after that, they had made a plan before. But that plan was, you come in from the old road and you go out from the new road in Kandy. Okay. Now the old road is the old road where you get all the shops and the jewelry shops and things like that. The new road is where the court complex is, that broad road. So then what happened was, the traders on the old road, they said, now when you do this plan, none of them are stopping because they are going home. They don't stop and buy anything. We are done. Our businesses are completely collapsing. So then what I thought was, I spoke with our experts and all that. We said, we'll get them to come in from the new road and go out from the old road. So we sort out that problem completely.
Right. But
So
that seems like a very logical...
Simple. Yeah. So then the eminent opposition, they had nothing to say. So we started it. Then when I said I was going to go, my office, we have a media team, media fellows come in for various things. So when we were discussing this and had a press conference that we are going to have it and all that, media fellows came and told me, sir, මේක කරන්න එපා. මේක කරොත් ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා. අපි කැමතිත් නැහැ මේ වැඩේට. So I said, මේකයි. ඔයගොල්ලෝ නිකන් එකපාරටම කැමති නැහැ කියලා කියන්න එපා. මේක පොඩ්ඩක් දැන් try කරලා බලමුකෝ අපි. අපි මේක දැන් අපි expert ලා කීප දෙනෙකුත් ගෙනල්ලා, we have got the experts, we have gone, I have personally checked this out. Let us try it. Don't.
What was the rationale for being...
No, just for the sake of opposing. The sake of opposing. Our guys are famous for that now.
Yeah. They don't like change.
They don't like to change. They don't like change. So then anyway, plan implemented. Okay? Plan implemented. I was on the road that day for 2.5 hours to see whether there was going to be any hiccups. I came to my residence at about 9:15, maybe 9:15. I see this fellow coming on the motorcycle, this journalist guy, coming on the motorcycle. Sir, මාර වැඩක් නේ සර්. So I asked, මොකද ප්‍රශ්න? සර් මම ගිහලා දරුවා බස්සලා එනකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පැයක් යනවා. අද මිනිත්තු 10න් ආවනේ. So he realized that what he opposed was in fact was not the correct thing to do.
Right.
So he came and at least he was humble enough to come and say, no, this is working. This plan is working. This plan is working. So I knew that this is a success. So then he said, sir, මේක මරු වැඩක් sir. කාටවත් මොකුත් කියන්න බෑ. කාටවත් මොකුත් කියන්න බෑ. Then what happened was, there was politicians who were there.
Ministers from parliament?
Ministers and former ministers who had aspirations to become ministers in the future and all that. They thought that, this guy has come here to stay. and maybe do politics there.
Oh, okay. So they saw you as a threat.
So then they thought, my God, if this fellow sorts out this, now for the last 20, 30 years, this problem has not been sorted out.
Yeah.
And they are coming up with schemes. They're coming, I'm telling you this, the scheme is to have a tunnel under the Kandy city to start from where is this place? From, I can't remember the place. Anyway, the Gunaratne, right, to go under and come out in Katukurun. Not Katukurun. Come out of Kandy from the other end. Now, can you ever imagine this kind of project coming through? When is it going to come through? with that red tape in this country. So basically, within 1 week, we sorted it out. Right. And then another interesting thing, I mean, then there was another issue from Kandy to go towards Matale. I don't know, I can't remember the title coming into my mind. That town, Katapuram, it is, yeah, there is a railway line which is going to Matale. And the train only works 3 or 4 times a day. So I said, okay, we'll think of a plan where we'll use this tunnel. Train only comes through the tunnel for 2 minutes a day per trip. So if it will say 10 trips, that is 20 minutes. So the rest of the day tunnel is not used. Right? So then I was just about to create a system where the cars, when the train is not coming, the cars use the tunnel to get onto the other side.
Sure, that's utilizing it. Yeah.
Right. So why do you need to be in a tunnel underground and create something which is going to take another 30 years? So simple things like that. Simple things like that. Nothing difficult. And then another issue. When I went, I used to walk in the town. In the morning, I used to go for a walk. So I went and checked. There was in the bus stand. Now another congestion for the traffic. You asked the question. The traffic. There was a huge problem because there are people crossing the road because there are no sidewalks and no proper pedestrians.
Right, pedestrian crossing.
So people are crossing. So every time traffic gets delayed by 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, there is a delay.
Because everyone's just stopping all the time.
Stopping. Right. So what happens is, when you calculate this 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds for the whole day, that amounts to about 1 hour.
Right.
That amounts to about 1 hour.
Right.
Simultaneously, they had designed the underpath, underwalk or whatever you call it. That is right in the center of the Kandy bus stand. There was a underground, if you have gone to Borella, there is a underground walking path in Borella.
Yes.
They have started it, stopped the work for some reason. And for that last 2 years, 2.5 years, the work had some small technical issue. They have stopped it. So then I realized, when I realized this is not going to work, called the highways department, called the engineers, everyone, what is the issue? What is the issue? Immediately gave the instructions, started off, within 2 months they finished it. Wow. And then that congestion, that build-up congestion where people are crossing they had to use the underpass, traffic was moving smoothly. So my thing is this, the ruler must have also passion to do good. Without that you can't.
Build a legacy.
Absolutely.
You have to have it in you. You have to have it in you that you are going to do good. You have to turn this around. Yeah. I doubt it. We have had that kind of people.
But isn't that the difference, Mr. Maithri, between like governors and politicians? It's like governors are supposed to get things done on the ground.
No.
Right?
We were an exception. Governors, now there are 9 governors in the 9 provinces. Do you hear about any of them? No. No one knows whether they are there.
Yeah.
You won't believe it. I still get about 5-6 calls a week from the 2 provinces appreciating the work we have done there. Because they always say, "Api ආණ්ඩුකාරයෙක් හිටියයි කියලා දැනගත්තේ ඔබතුමා ඉන්න කාලේ විතරයි." That we knew that there was a governor only when you were there. Because your presence was not only seen and felt, but we realized that you were doing some work.
Did you find that the work that you were trying to implement was constantly being blocked because governors here are not being given the same powers, right?
No, I don't allow anyone to block it. I bulldoze my way. Even no one came to cross my path, maybe because I'm a lawyer and all that. And I have the experience being in the provincial council. So I had a lot of advantages to hold or to do that job because I had a lot of in-depth knowledge of what was happening in the provincial council, right. Legally if there is an issue. So all that I was able to within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I sorted the issues out. I took decisions fast. And the other thing is this, when I went as governor, when I was appointed as governor, I was wondering whether this is a right thing which I'm going to do. But something told me, okay, I will call all my senior officials whom I'm going to work with before I even assume duty. And I called them, and I called them for dinner to my bungalow, and I gave them dinner. We just gave them something to drink, and we had a discussion, informal discussion, and I told them, look here, I'm a professional, I have come here, I've come to work, I want to do something for the people of this province, and you please help me. And one assurance I gave them, I said, if you take the right decision, I will back you. I'm not going to sell you down the river. You take the right decision. If you take the right decision, I will stand with you. And you know, I also didn't realize it. That had a tremendous impact. Because when I finished that, these were just informal talks. When I finished that, and they said, sir, no one has come and told us this.
Interesting.
No one has come and told us this. You're the only person who have said, if you take a decision and if the decision is wrong, you will take the responsibility.
Right.
To date, they said, politician takes the wrong decision, the officials have to pay the price for it. And that's why we didn't take decisions. Our policy is no work, no problem. No work, no problem. More work, more problem.
More problems. Right.
This is what is keeping our government service down.
Interesting.
Okay, this is what is keeping it down. And I'll tell you another interesting story. When I was there, the Easter bomb went off. Easter bomb, 2019.
When you were governor?
Governor. Yeah. And then the country took up Easter, April, May was Vesak. Yeah. Black decision taken, no Vesak celebrations. Okay. I went, decision was taken in Colombo, I went to Kandy, called the whole team, and I said, look here, Dalada Maligava is here, a sacred tooth relic, Buddhist country, we have to
celebrate Vesak.
We have to. We can't keep this place in darkness. We can't keep this place in darkness. Then, and I said, I want to light up the whole city. I need 5,000 Vesak lanterns in and around this whole area. One lady got up and she said, 1 week's time it will be there. Give me 1 week's time. 1 week, that was falling on a Saturday. Not 5,000, she had got 10,000 Vesak Koduna.
Shout out to her. Yeah.
10,000. And it was, the nice thing about it was all the same size, same color, and it was, not, those gaudy ones, huge ones, ugly looking ones. I mean, you know what I mean. But this was all uniform,
Right.
All hung at correct distances.
Right.
So it was picture perfect. So actually, it was thereafter that I realized that if you get the government servants working on your side, you can turn this around within 6 months. And to support my case, I have bought this paper. It was yesterday's paper, which says, now you can see, Sri Lanka's bureaucratic system needs an urgent cleanup. So I also worked in the same bureaucratic setup in 2019. I don't say you need a cleanup. I say we need only a attitudinal change.
Yeah.
We need to change our attitudes. So, I mean, now this article, this is a damning article. Now, this is saying, last week the Daily Mirror exclusively reported yet another foreign investor pulling out of Sri Lanka, citing regulatory obstructions and arbitrary state action.
Right.
China-based Amber Adventures Private Limited, the country's first cable car venture, said it was officially pulled out of the Ambuluava cable car project due to arbitrary and unlawful actions by state authorities, including the suspension of construction of the Central Environmental Authority based on complaints circulating on social media.
Right.
So can you see? This is, now we are talking of cable cars, we are talking of tourism. How do we improve tourism? Can you do this? Aren't we daydreaming? Aren't we daydreaming? I'll read another part. It is not theory, it is reality. Repeated again and again. International logistics firms that expanded rapidly in Vietnam and Bangladesh have quietly scaled down Sri Lankan operations, citing port delays and licensing hurdles. Renewable energy investors who once viewed Sri Lanka as a regional hub walked away after power purchase agreements were stalled in ministries. So what I'm saying is, this is Jamila Hussain, chief editor of the Sunday Mirror, Daily Mirror. So this is how it goes. So if you can change this, which is possible.
So you're saying that the change can come primarily from the state worker section, right?
No, the change will come with the leadership.
Sure. Right.
Change will come with the leadership. If they have faith in you, if they know that you're not going to let them down, I mean, they were unstoppable. I'm telling you, this is, what I'm saying is the gospel I'm speaking to you. They were unstoppable. No, another thing. I used to work till 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, the night. So, my secretaries to ministries, they were working till 7:30, 8 in the evening. Now, here are the people, government department, you ask, 3:30 they are powdering themselves to go.
Yep.
Right? They are powdering themselves to go. But, I mean, the officials, the main guys, were working till 6:37. That's because of the leadership I gave.
Right.
I mean, don't
Lead by example.
Lead by example.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not bragging. I don't like to. But since this is a very frank and open interview,
absolutely.
right? People must know. But it's not nice for me to talk about myself. But still, then, I mean, these are things. What I'm saying is, it's possible.
Right.
Where everyone. I mean, you ask anyone. My God, this country cannot be made.
Yeah.
You can't do anything. This is finished. This is gone. I say no. It's possible. It's possible.
It's very hard to instill hope in people, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I of course somehow even by force instill hope.
I mean, fair enough.
because if they are running away, somehow instill it, prove it that it's possible, and get them onto your page.
Yeah. And everybody wants hope anyways, right?
And the other thing is, if it is possible, why not? Why not?
Yeah, well, I think like when we look at other countries also, like Germany after World War I, South Korea, like very poor countries who were decimated, war torn, they built up in a few years. In a few years.
For instance, after the tsunami, the southern whole rail track was damaged. 80-90% of the rail track was gone. Okay? Our railway department, because they were paid a little incentives, and within 2 months they bought it up. They bought it into operational railway line.
Right.
So, and I'm telling you, I have worked at the Lanka mineral sands in Pulmude. Right. Then I have done the Lanka coal, and with proper leadership, you can turn any organization around.
Well, actually, I do want to touch upon your SOE experience, state-owned enterprises, because you were appointed the head of Lanka Coal Company and Lanka Mineral Sands Company, right? So I believe both of these companies are among the top 33 that the government had put out, saying that these are very important for national security. But from my understanding, you had turned Lanka Coal Company profitable
Definitely.
at one point.
Yes.
Could you perhaps give us details about that and also about why they wanted to push you out even though you had converted it to profit?
No, the first thing was, I must tell what the Lanka Coal Company does.
Yes.
There is the Lakvijaya power plant in Gunaratne, the Puttalam district. This power plant was built without a proper place to disembark the coal.
To disembark the
Yeah,
coal.
to unload the coal. There is no port there. So the coal has to be unloaded mid-sea
Oh.
and transported by barges to the jetty. We need 2.2 million tons of coal per year to keep the lights burning. 2.2 million tons of coal.
Okay.
Okay. When I took over, they were buying it at $85 per ton. I was able to get it for $15 less. So can you imagine 2.2 million tons into $15 into 150 rupees or 115 rupees at that time. That was the first saving there.
How did you manage to bring that tender down? Is that because you just...
No, what we did was, at that time, the minister was Mr. Partli Champikaranavaka. Never interfered in whatever I was doing. He had the total confidence. And so I discussed with him and we had a discussion and we did spot tendering.
Okay.
We did spot tendering is, now normally they do a tender for 2-3 years. They float a tender for 2-3 years. Whoever gets it supplies for 2-3 years.
Right.
What we did was, whilst that was going on, we bought on the spot. We opened and we bought on the spot. So then we found that we are buying at $85, but we can get it at $70. So $15, it's not a small amount. It's not a small amount. Yeah. So then what we did was we slowly started changing it. Okay, 50% on the normal tender, 50% on the spot.
Right.
Okay. So then we started giving maybe 200,000 tons on spot at $15 less. So that was one way we were able to fathom the market. The next thing is, now the barges which transport the coal from the ship to the jetty was paid $4.50 a ton. $4.50 a ton. I reduced it to $1.75. I floated a new tender and I got, can you imagine the saving? $1.75 a ton.
Yeah, but together all of this will go to the billions.
Billions. That's what I'm telling you.
That's
billions.
crazy.
And over and above that, now the Lanka Coal Company, there is a cost of bringing the coal, the cost of per ton from 25 rupees or $25 or whatever, I bought it down to 17.50. So isn't that enough? And what I'm saying is this. You give me any company, you give me the Ceylon Railway today, don't interfere for 5 years, I'll make it a profit-making organization. I have that confidence. No problem. Then after that, why I had to come there, why I had to leave, is because I was not playing ball with the secretary. Secretary wanted tenders to be given to various fellows. I said nothing to it. And mind you, international bidders took part in the tender. I got 3 to 4 letters from international bidders saying this is one of the fair tenders that have ever participated in Sri Lanka.
Can you explain how a tender process works?
Tender process works is these are international tenders. So we advertise locally and internationally by like internet and things like that this tender is out.
Okay.
Then there are people, and anyway, all the coal suppliers in the world know where the coal needs are.
Right.
So their eyes are always
Scanning
popped up and scanning and waiting. So they know. So then, this coal tender comes, we have the we call for they come, they have to pay their money, they pay deposits, all that, and then they are eligible for tendering. What I did was, I had pre-tender meetings. So what we did was basically, now sometimes your tender document, people don't understand. The criteria they don't understand. And when they go as normal to a government department, they confuse you so much that you get even more confused.
Sure.
Right.
I mean, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
We've all had that experience.
So what I did was, I called for pre-bid meetings, and any questions we sorted out. With regard to the criteria, with regard to the quality, with regard to whatever, we sorted out. Not me, I got experts, we sorted it out. So they knew what they exactly we needed. So once we did those 2-3 pre-bid meetings, all the doubts got cleared, and sometimes as a result of that, they were able to reduce the prices also.
Wow.
I see.
Okay. So then once you float the tender, you get the most competitive prices. So that's how it was done, and absolutely we followed the process, no appeals, nothing. And having chosen the proper person, the secretary of the ministry wanted me to give it to someone else. I said, nothing doing. Once you go through, have an international tender, and one guy is chosen, how on earth can you give it to someone else, the second fellow?
That's in, yeah.
I said, no, as an attorney at law, I mean, if I do that, I'm doomed. Right? I said, I'm not going to do it. Then what they did was, they dissolved the board. They dissolved the board.
By they,
Then the minister was a different minister. The secretary and the minister got together and they said, they can't work, you can't work with this chairman, we'll dissolve the board. And they dissolved the board and gave it to that person
at a higher price.
at a higher price.
And I'm guessing that they took the cut.
So this is bird's eye. And you won't believe it. I went and lodged a complaint to the bribery commission that these guys are robbing. Bribery commission to date has not done anything.
Yeah.
The complaint would have been lodged in 2020. And they are going behind 500,000. I recently saw Johnston Fernando has been arrested 250, 300. What pittance, no? 5 CID officers going in a vehicle to Kurunegala and come will cost $500,000. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Here billions are involved. Billions. And so that's how it went.
Incredibly frustrating.
But this is like daylight robbery.
Daylight robbery.
How do they get away with such things, Mr. Maithri?
No, they get away because they are playing with the whole system. They are playing with the whole system. And now, chairman of the company, I went and lodged a complaint. This is the way it has been robbed. No action. That's one. Now, this is the second one. So then after that, when they dissolved the board, I went and spoke to the president, Mr. Sirisena.
Okay.
And I said, sir, තරවෙන්න නම් එපා. හරි. මට නම් ඊට පස්සේ මොකක්වත් අනතුරු දෙන්න එපා. හරිද? මේ මිනිසුත් එක මේක කරන්න බෑ. මම හොරකම් කරන්නේ නැහැ. හරි? මට නම් මේ තනතුරු දෙන්න එපා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි සර්. හොඳ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් තනතුරු දෙන්න එපා. Then නෑ එහෙම කියන්න එපා. ඔයා එහෙම කියන්න එපා. පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්නකො. And then one day I get a call. මේ මාවේල් කොට හම්බ වෙනවද? So then I went. I said, මං පාමාට විතර එන්න. I went at about 5:30. I went. He had a white file on his table. මේ ෆයිල් එක මේ තියාගන්න. මේ ෆයිල් එක. So I took the file. හරි. ඔයා දැන් බලන්න ඕනේ නැහැ එක. ඔයා ගෙදර යන ගමන් පොඩ්ඩක් ඔක බලලා මට පස්සේ කතා කරන්න. Right? He has appointed me competent authority of Lanka Mineral Sands.
Oh.
That is Pulmude. There is this Pulmude. We have one of the richest mineral deposits in the world.
Yeah.
Right, and all ilmenite, rutile, all the best and so more, we have even what you call nuclear, this what you put for nuclear reactors,
Uranium.
uranium. There are you don't get it in tons and tons,
Yeah.
but we have uranium.
Right.
We have uranium here. Okay. So then I got into the vehicle. I looked, competent authority of Pulmudi. I said, sir, I called him then thereafter. I said, sir, අනේ මං කිව්වනේ sir මේක දෙන්න එපා කියලා. Then he said, නෑ. ඔයා කිව්වේ මේ ඇමතිවරු ගාවට මේක මගේ යටතේ තියෙන්නේ. මේක මගේ යටතේ තියෙන්නේ. ඔයා මං යටතේ වැඩ කරන්නේ. මං ඔයාලට කියලා දෙනවා. දැන් ඔයා ඕන දෙයක් කරලා ඕක හදන්නකෝ.
Right.
ඕකට පඩි ගෙවන්නවත් සල්ලි නැතුව ඉන්නේ. ඔයා හදන්නකෝ ඕක. I didn't know where the head office was. I didn't know head or tail of it. Right. So then I immediately found out and how to get through to these guys. I got through to the office and then find even the mining license has been cancelled. The mining license had been cancelled for 6 months. Now, I thought, okay, now I don't know, I have to now start. Immediately, I decided to go to Pulmudi. And then when I decided to go to Pulmudi, now no mining. So what I did was I called the GSMB, that is the Geological and Mines Survey Bureau. I called the and I spoke to the Director General. I said, Mama, kata karana me ඔබතුමා අපි දන්නා ඔබතුමා ගිහිල්ලා හෙට ඉඳලා කැනීම් කටයුතු පටන් ගන්න අපි ඔබතුමාට ලයිසන් එක ඉෂුව කරන්න. Off the I said ඉතින් මේ ඇප්ලිකේ නෑ අපිට ඔබතුමා ගැන විශ්වාසයි ඔබතුමා යන්න අපි මන්ඩේ වෙනකොට ඔබතුමාට මේ this was a Friday ඔබතුමා ගිහිල්ලා කැනීම් කටයුතු මමනේ කියන්නේ ඩිරෙක්ටර් ජෙනරල් නේ කියන්නේ ඔබතුමා ගිහිල්ලා කැනීම් කටයුතු කරන්න අපි ලයිසන් එක මන්ඩේ වෙනකොට දෙන්න. Monday license was given. We started the mining of the minerals, and you know, they were not producing even 150 tons of ilmenite for a month. I increased it within 1 year to 6,000 tons.
Wow.
6,000 tons. Okay, and I deposited 1 billion rupees in the company's account within the first 3 months or 4 months.
Just from ilmenite, or
Just from the sale of goods there, sale of ilmenite and mineral sands, and there was a pile of minerals which has been collecting for the last maybe 10 years, which has about 10% minerals not clean because the machinery is so old there and outdated. So I did a rough calculation as to how much we can extract. We could have extracted 10% of minerals from that sand pile. That if they allowed me to extract it, I would have earned the company another 40 billion rupees. 40 billion rupees. Completely turned it around. It was making 150 million rupees profit a month. 150 million rupees profit a month. And then again, minister, it became a problem for the minister.
But I thought the president said that.
No, sorry. By that time, there has been various changes.
Right.
By gazette notification, after about 6 months, the minister had this subject had been transferred. There was some cabinet reshuffle. This subject had been transferred to a minister. So then again it came a cropper.
I mean, for those who don't know, like ilmenite and stuff like that, it's very, very useful if you process it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's for aerospace,
Yes,
technology,
technology.
weapons, like very, very high end, right?
High tech.
So can you kind of explain to me, Mr. Maithri, like even the graphite mine, Sri Lanka has ultra pure graphite,
Oh,
right?
yeah, very
Ultra pure vein graphite, which for those who don't know is very, very necessary for electric batteries, for
Definitely.
advanced
And
fighter
water
jets,
purification.
water purification.
Water purification. So we are sitting on a gold mine. This country itself is an absolute gold mine.
So that is the cash cow, right? So why haven't we kind of gone towards making that our cash cow? And follow-up question is, what is your take on the recent US company acquiring the graphite mine?
Well, if they are going to acquire it, I mean, they will turn it around. One thing is this: the state can't do business.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do business, you can't get political cronies to hold positions there. Now we have state has 400 and odd SOEs. Out of the 400, I think profit making is only about 10. Profit making is only about 10. So can you imagine now, President Annakumara Dissanayaka came and what has he done? For the last 1.5 years, he has been subsidizing. You and I are paying taxes for them to run it. Which when they can be made run it as a profit.
Yeah.
And it can be run at a profit. So what I'm saying is, I mean, no one is interested. Now I'll tell you another superb thing. Now people are finding fault, or I would say, now the rice producers. There is Mr. Dudley Sirisena. Then there is the Gamlata Rachi, Nipuna rice. There are about 3 to 4 major rice producers. Okay.
Rice mafia.
Right? They say no, there is a mafia.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Now we have 3 or 4 sugarcane companies with 10,000-15,000 acres of land, which are not being used, which are closed. The staff are being maintained. Okay. I mean, what is wrong if the president, I mean, I told this to Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, unfortunately he didn't do it. I requested, call Mr. Dudley Sirisena, call the Nipuna owner, call the 3-4 fellows and say, okay, here we are tossing 3 papers, okay, you all take whatever the rice mill which comes, run it and make a profit out of it. Simple thing.
Yeah.
Right? Because then from tomorrow onwards, if that happens today, from 12 o'clock today, the burden of maintaining it goes to them, not to the state.
Not to the state, yeah.
And there is nothing wrong. Whatever said and they are successful businessmen. You can say they are manipulating it, whatever, but you don't. I know. They are completely acting as quasi banks. What the state can't do, these people are doing. These people are doing. They have state of the art rice mills, generating their own power, not depending on the grid.
Right.
So, I mean, what I'm saying is the government has to encourage these people. Tell me one industry the government has gone and encouraged. One industry. Now here I read this article. I read the people wanted to make this a renewable energy hub, but they are walking away.
Yeah.
They are walking away. It is because bureaucratic red tape, no political leadership. So, I mean, this, as I said before, this is a major management problem we are having. Management has to be corrected. If that is corrected, everything will fall into place.
In your view, our SOEs are too bloated, yeah? Like we have too many state workers, or do you think that we
No,
could keep
you need to give it to the private sector to run it. Now, simple thing is this: you take the stock exchange. Stock exchange will say has 200 companies. They are making money now. That's why in the stock exchange they are making money. Call those 200 companies and say, look here, we have got 400 SOEs. Whatever you all want, you tell us. Okay. We will lay out some criteria how we are going to give it. You give us your plan. You hand it over to them. Hand it over to them. What is the harm? All these companies in the stock exchange, they are employing 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 people. Right? Why can't you give it to them? You take Mr. Dhammika Parra. He has about 25,000-30,000 people working for him. Give him even Sri Lanka. There is Isharananaka. They are supposed to be multi-billionaires. Right? Why aren't you making use of their expertise? They have been successful businessmen. They have run their companies very well. Why can't you give some of the good companies to them to run? then there are so many other successful business people, entrepreneurs.
Is there a taboo around the private sector? Is that the biggest reason
No,
why
there is no political will. Now what is happening is you appoint one of your cronies as the chairman there. Right? He has no clue as to how it should be run.
Yeah.
He has no clue. So what happens is you're just draining the economy.
Yeah.
You're not contributing. So this is where things have to be put right.
Wow.
But so, I mean, a government that does do the things you're saying, they are going to win the public opinion, right? I mean, are they unaware of the fact that that's going to happen?
Unfortunately, yes,
They're unaware of it.
I feel.
Is that because they can't handle that initial pressure? Because there will be
No,
some
there
time.
is no that initial pressure. I mean, if you call, what I'm saying is this can only happen as the president is elected. Now it's too late. Now it becomes too late.
In the sense?
Now, when Mr. Anukumar Dissanayake got the mandate, people thought he's going to be the Messiah who is going to take us through the promised land. Huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. So then anything coming out of his mouth
Was gold.
was good. They would have bought it. They would have bought it.
Yeah.
Now it's too late.
Now the
it's too late.
skepticism has increased. towards it.
Now they're just saying, I mean, he can't get another corner.
So what you're saying is this whole privatization convo should have been part of the campaign itself.
No, and moment you take
Charge of it. Yeah.
moment you take charge of it, you start it.
Yeah.
Because your credibility is at its highest there.
Yeah.
Because after the first day, your popularity decreases. Whether you do the best, still it's decreasing. The speed is slow, but it's still decreasing. You follow?
Yeah.
So now it's too late. But there has to be a way forward. No? So what I'm saying is, anyone who is going to take this country over, why do you need to run 400 SOEs? Why does the state want to do business? I can assure you now the railway department is such a land-rich department. You get the best. Now Colombo, in the center of Colombo, I'm subject to correction, there is 1,000 acres in the center of Colombo for the railway department. From Colombo to Ratmalan. Okay. So can you imagine what amount of use you can put it to? Right. So I mean, what I'm saying is the railway department, if it's properly run, you can subsidize the travel, the office travel and the normal travel. You can have second class, first class, second class seating. You can have a normal class where you pay a small amount and you go. So, I mean, isn't that a relief for the people?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, there are solutions for all of this, right? We can copy paste what other countries also do that works.
What I'm saying is this is a doable thing.
Doable thing.
And I'm not saying it without having done it. I have done it, and therefore I'm telling it with responsibility.
Right.
I'm talking with experience and responsibility.
Right. Well, part of the thing that you had mentioned is, I think one of the biggest issues is the legal and judicial system that kind of like blocks things. And, you had mentioned that if you go to a court case, you're there for 10, 15 years, and from what I can see, Sri Lanka from 2023 to 2025 had 1.13 million backlog cases.
Yeah.
1.13 million.
Sure. Million, no?
Million, right? So
Luckily, it's not a billion.
Luckily, if we went after our politicians, it would be. But how do you kind of what's the word for it?
Expedite this.
Yeah, expedite the process of getting the cases going, because now they could just use lawfare, right? And you've experienced that to some degree. So do you see lawfare being used very well?
What is lawfare?
Lawfare, as in they'll use the law to go after political opponents, so on and so forth, and they might delay the process of a court case on purpose for their benefit. So
No, your question is, what you want to know is how do you quicken the process?
How do you quicken the process? And aren't they incentivized not to quicken the process, the government?
No, I would say, shall I answer the question, how you quicken the process?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Now, you take, when you take the court system, there are civil cases and criminal cases. Okay. If you take the criminal cases, a lot of cases are drug-related cases. Okay. Drug-related cases, most of them are in remand because of the government analyst report not coming. There's a government analyst report which checks the quantity of drugs which were in their possession.
Right.
Because what happens is, when a person gets caught with drugs, okay, the police will tell you, you give me 200,000, 300,000 rupees, I will put it under a section where you can get bail, you can go. If you don't want to do that, if you want to do go it your own way, I'll put it under a different section, then you are not going to get bail. You have to go and get bail in about 1 year's time. This happens. I am telling this with responsibility. This is where it happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a result of that, what happens is, people are languishing in remand till this government analyst report comes. Okay. So there is about, I would say, 15 to 20% of the people pending the government analyst report. That is one. Two. Then the police are either by taking bribes from people who have influence and who have power, or political influence, they will concoct a case against someone. And then what do? They can't go ahead because it's a concocted case. Then they come and tell the magistrate, we are referring it to the Honorable Attorney General for advice. That takes 10 years. That takes 10 years. Why you seem to be speechless.
I mean, how 10 years?
I'm telling you.
How could they even justify that?
Yeah. So then what happens is, now you said 1.2 million cases. Can you imagine? We'll say 30% of those cases are under this category.
Right.
So out of 1.1, that is 330,000 cases you immediately get you get rid of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
330,000 you immediately get rid of. Now, not only that, the cost is there. Now, if these people are in remand, now they say there are 35 to 40,000 people in remand. Only about 20,000, the capacity is only for 20,000. So the remands are bursting at their seams.
Yeah.
It's not a place where human beings can live.
Yeah.
You know. So one thing is this. Now remands are catering food, lodging for 40,000 people. Can you imagine the cost per day? Can you imagine the cost per day? So this is where the government can cut costs. Simple systems. Amend the law. Now, I mean, Mr. Rajapaksa is my very good friend, and he came and he those days the High Court could have granted bail for drugs. Now he has brought it to the Court of Appeal. So that makes it even worse.
Right.
So a fellow from Jaffna, we are talking of a delegation of power. And Jaffna has to come to Colombo to Court of Appeal to get bail. I mean, this is not fair, no? When we had delegated it to the High Court of Jaffna or of Vaunia or someplace like that.
Yeah.
So these are the and my friend Mr. Harshana Nanekar, Justice Minister,
Yeah.
lovely guy. I mean, last 1.5 years, disappointing. He has not been able to make these changes.
Why is that, do you think?
I just don't know. I cannot answer that question. I'm very sorry. I don't know whether it's a will or whatever. I can't understand. And now, that is the criminal part of it.
Right.
Then the civil. Now, when you take civil cases, you have to have a system. I will say you have a land dispute. There is maybe 1 or 2 issues. Okay. So you have to develop a system where if a person goes with a grievance, and if it's a genuine grievance, he must tell, okay, this is my grievance, this is the evidence I have to support it. Okay. Then the court will send summons to the respondent, and respondent comes and tells, okay, this is his grievance, this is the evidence he has, what have you got to say about this? So then he will have to come and give a plausible explanation as to whether he has a claim or not.
Right.
So that then the judge can be an arbitrator at that level and see whether it can be sorted out. See, it can be sorted out. There are judges who do that. But otherwise what happens is just takes step by step, summons reissued, answer. It takes years and years and years to finish a case. So what I'm saying is even the judicial system, the judges need to be trained. You need to get better qualified people as judges. They need to be trained, constantly trained.
Are judges appointed based on merit in your perspective?
Yes, there is a exam process. So what happens is that's also another area where, so basically the thinking is that the guys who have no practice only end up as judges or go to the judiciary, which is wrong. I mean, there are good people who go, but they choose on an exam. So what happens is there are some people who pass out as lawyers, they go into as legal officers in various companies or government departments. As you know, government departments don't do much work, so they have enough time to study. They have enough time to study, they don't get experience in whatever they are doing. Then they apply to the judiciary, they have time to study because government is paying them to study. They pass the exam and they get into the judiciary.
Right.
So God help the judiciary thereafter. Okay. So now what I'm saying is you need to have a system where if a guy who wants to go and work in the judiciary for 5 years, if he has experience, he can apply and you can have ad hoc magistrates. You can better that system. And in fact, I met the present Chief Justice and I told him, don't go on exams. Call these guys and see whether they are fit to be a judge first. When you go to a person and when you see a person, you must know whether this guy can do it or not. I mean, that's the first impression.
Yeah.
Okay. So see whether that is possible. So what I'm saying is a lot of very small things. These are not very big things to be done.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate thing is no one is interested in doing this.
Did you enjoy working as a lawyer?
Oh yes,
What was that like?
I really enjoy it because one thing is we do a lot of, we can get relief to people fighting a case, and I think Sri Lankan lawyers, especially in the unofficial bar, may be the best because we have got our judges are not all that good and it's so difficult to tackle them. So if you can tackle the Sri Lankan judiciary, you can do very well anywhere in the world.
Point. What was it like being the President's Counsel?
Well, there was no change. Only thing is there's a lot of recognition in the profession by the judges and all that. But
you would have gotten a bit of an inside view, right? So in your view, what institution do you feel is, how do I say this, the most corrupt or useless, and what do you think is the best?
I think all are corrupt. No, for instance,
If you had to rate one on top and the best, relatively.
I can't answer that question. I will not be able to answer. The degree is so bad. I can't categorize it.
Interesting.
I mean, for once I have not been able to answer question, I'm sorry. But, that is a bit difficult to answer because you take the police department, they are corrupt. You take the prisons, they are corrupt. You take the customs, they are corrupt.
They're all corrupt.
They are all corrupt. So the degree.
Well, I'm in my head, I would hope the judiciary is less corrupt than the police.
Yes.
And, stuff
No,
like
no,
that.
no, definitely. The judiciary is less corrupt, there is no doubt about it. But the only thing is the delays and the people are losing faith in the judicial system.
Right.
People are losing faith in the judicial system. So that is bad. And my personal opinion is that there are these minor offences like threatening a fellow, giving a kane to a fellow, these kind of things. Those offences have to be treated a bit seriously. Because now if you decide to go and clout a fellow one shot, simple alert, mediation board. Okay. If you decide to go in public and scold a fellow in raw filth, right, defame that guy, again mediation board. I feel that has to stop. And in small offences like that, you need a bit of a, the perpetrator of the offence needs to get a small tasting of, what this judicial, I would say even 2 days in remand.
Right.
Because then what happens is that will stop any major crime taking place. Now I have so many clients whom sometimes get remanded. They say, my God, this is hell. I don't know why the hell I got into this mess. So very small crimes. Because most of the judges are very happy to remand. They get a pleasure, sudden
Adrenaline
pleasure by remanding. For no reason, remand. That happens. And so much so the Supreme Court, Justice Kodagoda, has written in a judgment that these judges should be brought and trained again because they don't understand the law. They're just remanding for the sake of remanding. This is a determination by the Supreme Court.
That's crazy.
So can you imagine the degree of knowledge and learning? So what I'm saying is, these are things which now there is a judgment like that, and notwithstanding that judgment, they are still remanding. So where does it stop? How do you correct the system?
Isn't it supposed to trickle down when the Supreme Court makes a judgment?
It's supposed to.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And then what do you do?
What do you do?
No, sir. Now, as lawyers, we go and tell these judges, look here, Supreme Court is saying this.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
What do they do? Shrug it off?
No, I am the judge. You go in.
They're drunk with
My
power
court,
almost.
my court, my law.
Oh, wow.
My court, my law.
Court, my law. That's crazy.
So, this is the system we are playing around with. I'm not saying all judges are like this.
No, of course,
Absolutely,
yeah,
yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
Of course.
Of course.
There is a case where one of my colleagues are appearing in Backlog or Gunaratne. The judge is just, every time the case comes, just remanding, the third time being remanded, 14 into 3. So the point is this. Now we'll say, in a proper system, now that has to be picked up now. That kind of illegal decisions that made by that judge.
Yeah. Yes.
If it is not picked up and he's not reprimanded,
Yeah.
he continues to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my eyes, he cannot hold that position.
Yeah.
He cannot hold that position. But there is no system to monitor this, or a system where even if they get a complaint, where they will inquire into it.
Right.
So those are the shortcomings.
So is there no independent body? I thought Basel kind of plays that role, or do they
No.
not?
Oh, the BSL?
Yes.
No. BSL does not play a role.
No.
It is the Judicial Services Commission which can play a role,
Right.
but I doubt it whether they are playing it effectively. They are listening to various petitions which are coming, unnamed petitions. That is what they give credence to, and I mean, there are some, I would say, they also terrorize the judges. And I would say now a judge, or at least a citizen, has a right to be heard and all that. But judges, if they are in fault or if there is a allegation against them, that's a completely different system which operates for them. It's very bad.
I see.
It's very bad. There has to be natural justice. Even they have to have natural justice. So those are shortcomings which have to be addressed. And the Bar Association, I can't see them doing anything with regard to that. This has to be addressed.
So if you were, let's say you become president, what are the two biggest reforms you would make in the legal system?
One thing is I will see that the judges are all called and get them to, the laws where people are remanded and all be properly systematized and enforced. And see that the prison congestion is going to be reduced.
Okay.
And especially with regard to if it's legally, and now we'll say cases like land cases going on for 2-3 generations.
Yeah.
2-3 generations. So you need to bring in a system. I must say Mr. Ali Sabri as Minister of Justice did a lot. He did a lot. He was a very good Minister of Justice. In that way, there are so many reforms which have to be made in the legal profession where you can quicken the process. You can take all those, bring it into operations. And I would say within about a year or two, you can bring in a lot of systems into the legal system where people will have confidence to go to the judiciary.
Okay. Yeah. It is quite dangerous, if people lose trust in the judiciary. That's how rule of law breaks down.
They take the law to their own hands.
Yeah.
And at this rate, I mean, very soon that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can see that the ramblings of people taking the law to their own hands.
Yeah, people are very hesitant to go to the police for anything.
Anything, precisely. And now, for instance, now we'll say the CID. People when they hear that, or they have to go to the CID even to give a statement, they are shuddering. They are terrified because they feel that the CID just takes and remands, which is correct. And now, I mean, there is this anticipatory bail, where now we'll say if you are suspecting that you are going to be arrested, you can go and make an application for bail.
Before getting arrested?
Yeah, before getting arrested. No, that's a very good.
You think that's good?
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Before getting arrested, we'll say now that was bought. At one stage, political opponents, people were just, when government comes into power, I don't like your face, I get some charge, arrest you, put it, remand you. So that it was to prevent that kind of thing. So it is called anticipatory bail. The Bail Act was amended and that was brought in. So now, I mean, that has given a huge amount of relief. But for judges, anticipatory bail, they think that that is not a part of our law.
Right.
And the other thing is this, what I want to say is, now our constitution, the people are sovereign.
Yeah.
Okay. So the power is with the people. Now if you take the British in England, Great Britain, the king is the sovereign there.
Yeah.
Right.
The sovereignty lies in the king. So now here, our sovereign power through parliament, through elected representatives to parliament, our judicial power has been given through parliament to the judges.
Right.
So basically, judges are exercising people's power.
Yeah.
But do they exercise it on behalf of the people? No. And the constitution, presumption of innocence. So when a person is brought before a courthouse, a criminal courthouse, you are supposed to look. The judge is supposed to look at him as, no, he's an innocent guy.
Yeah.
But that is not the case. He's looked as a person. You're guilty. You have to prove yourself innocent.
Right. It's the opposite. Sorry, innocent until proven guilty. It's the opposite.
It's opposites are working at the moment.
Isn't that how it works in England too?
No,
No. Because in the US, it's you're innocent until
until
proven guilty.
Even here, it's the same.
Right.
Right.
These are coming from UN conventions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But the point is, it is, if I'm to say, it is almost as primitive as that.
Wow.
But there again, not all. There are some judges who are very, very good.
Sure.
Right? But the point is, they are exercising the power of the people. It is not the power he has bought from his house. It is not his personal power. He is exercising power of the people. So he has to exercise it in favor of the people. It has to be in favor of the people. So if a person is, and if there is a presumption of innocence, so there has to be judicial bias. This guy is innocent. You, if it's the government, the CID, you tell me what is the evidence for him, against him. Tell me what is the cogent evidence against him. Now, if the CID or the police or the prosecutor cannot show cogent evidence, the judge has immediate power to discharge. But those are not used.
So why would they not want to do that? Why would they like constantly want to have more cases, remand? Like, isn't it in their interest to
No, they don't want to answer questions.
the judges?
Judges. They think that, okay, if you exercise the power which has been vested by law, that is going to be a problem, which is not. If you can give reasons as to why you are exercising the power, that's all you need. That's all.
But Mr. Maithri, that's like I don't know. That's like me saying I'm a librarian, but I hate books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm a judge, but I hate to kind of
Yeah,
help people.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
What do you say to that?
No, that's a fact. But again, not with all judges. There are some judges who are very good. But well, this is more the rule than the exception. You want to migrate?
After this, yeah, I'm going. I'm leaving.
Don't worry, we all can get together and change this.
I'm never walking into a courtroom or a police department.
You're not?
No.
No, don't. I hope you don't.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Please.
So, yeah, so Mr. Maithri, actually, I also want to discuss, because you were in the UMP, you're governor, you went through all of that, you explained your experiences, very interesting. Today, you are the head of your own political party called the UNFF. Could you maybe, because we were talking about how political parties don't have policies and manifestos and all of that, right? So could you tell us why you started the UNFF, what you hope to achieve from it in the future, and what your plan is?
Yeah. If I may say, now I was in the UNP till 2055 until we were removed from the party.
Right.
And 2014 we were removed. We were not given nomination to contest the 2015 election. And then I decided, okay, I will form my own political party. So in 2018, I formed this political party, United National Freedom Front. And Mr. Sajith Premadasa is my classmate.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting.
And I in fact, I told him that you are not going to be kept in the UNP for a very long time. You will also have to come out. Right? And
why did you think that, though?
no, because the way Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe was going, everyone was opposed to him. He was getting out of the party.
Right.
So I told him, Sajith, you're also going to get out. So anyway, you will need a political party. And I formed this United National Freedom Front. Okay. I formed the political party. In 2018, we contested the local government elections. We contested about 100 local government bodies, got 30 members in. And we functioned till 2023. And in 2023, we again submitted nominations for about 75 local government bodies. And I was very confident that we would have got about 200 members if that election went through.
Right.
Now, that's the time Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe came into power, 2022-23. He became Prime Minister, then President. Then then basically, I created this political party because I feel that very soon people are looking for alternatives. And increasingly, this government is getting unpopular. So there has to be an alternative. And just because this government is unpopular, that doesn't mean the people are going to vote again for the old guys. People are not going to vote for the old guys. So now you need to give the people an alternative. You need to give the people an alternative. So that's where we need to position ourselves. We need to position ourselves. So it's a very, very difficult task to do. We need a lot of people who, want to make this a better place. Want to make Sri Lanka a better place. Now, all of you all could have gone abroad, migrated, friends, your friends, relations would have all gone. But for some reason, you all are staying here. That's because you have some deep commitment for this country. And I also do that. I also have it. So I feel that we need to get a group together to change this place. We need to get a group to change this place. And it's a doable task. In the next 24 years, we'll say if we can form a group, if we can get together, all work together, right, and get power, right, with one intention of making Sri Lanka a better place. That's a policy. My party motto is Prarthaniya Deshayak Sandaha. That is the dreamland you think you want, we will achieve it. So what I'm saying is we can't let this to the politicians. We can't let this to various other people. We need to take this to our hands. Because you and I have the commitment, we have the fire to make this change. So if we get together, irrespective of, and people have no respect for political parties. Political party is only a vehicle to face an election. It's only a vehicle to face an election. But we need to have a platform of right thinking, good people who want to change this country and make it a better place. Whether you become the president or I become the president or prime minister or the prince, it's not the issue. We need to get a good team together. So that is, I'm 59 years of age. I have achieved professionally. I have gone to the maximum I can go. And I'm not a billionaire, but I'm quite comfortable in my life. My two sons are qualified lawyers. So basically, I have not much responsibilities. So I thought, okay, now let us take Project Sri Lanka. So if we'll say, people now, some fellows say, I'm 55, I'm retiring, all nonsense. You never retire. You never should retire. You must work till you die.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, okay, let us all get together. This country has, whatever said and done so much for us. Let us all get together and make this place our dreamland. So my call to everyone is, don't give up. Just because you are 55 or 60, that doesn't mean you have to retire. You can come to active life. Take for instance Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. 94 he became prime minister for the 6th or the 7th time. 94. Science, health has advanced so much. People are living till 100. Why do you want to throw in the towel at 60? Why do you want to throw the towel? We'll all get together and we make this a better place. There is no better place than this. There is no better place than this. If you take countries and if you say Switzerland is the best, this could be much better than Switzerland.
It could be. It has potential.
It has so much of potential.
Absolutely.
So my trip or my journey or my passion is to see that whether it can be. I may not succeed, but at least I will be satisfied that I tried. Succeeding or not it's up to the people. But at least I will be satisfied. I can go to sleep in satisfaction. At least I tried. That's what I want to do.
So let's say you are standing in a debate stage and then you have like Sajid, Namal, Ranil next to you. What is your differentiator from their kind of policies and thinking?
I have passion to make this a better place. I have the passion.
You don't feel they do?
No. And I have a proven track record. I have a proven track record.
Right.
What I'm saying is, okay, Before you choose whom you are going to vote, you go into their credentials, go into your track record. Yeah.
100%.
Go into your track record and see whether they are suitable to hold that job.
Yeah.
I mean,
does that.
no one does that. If that is the question, and if that is the criteria, right, I will supersede any of them. I'm saying it now. I truly believe.
Yeah.
I will. Qualification wise, I'm better qualified.
Sure, absolutely.
But unfortunately, I'm not Mahinda Rajapaksa's son or Ranasinghe Premadasa's son or whoever it is.
Exactly.
But if it is criteria based, if it is like choosing a CEO for a company, then I think I stand a chance.
Well, I don't want to, before we get to your life story, I don't want to get maybe too philosophical, but from my perspective, Ms. Maithri, it's, if you want to get into the political field, I don't know how much you know about Machiavelli, for example.
Yes.
You have to be willing to take certain steps because you're going against political players that also kind of play dirty, right? So what I hear is you have to play the game, blah, blah, blah. And there is certain truth to that you have to be able to play the game where you are campaigning by saying one thing, but once you get to power, yes, you go and do what is right. But if you tell the truth from the beginning to the masses, they will not.
No, people have followed Machiavelli for the last 70 years, and where have they taken us? They have ultimately, in the eyes of the people, the politician is a dirty word.
Yes.
So that is Machiavelli is having followed, if they were following Machiavelli. So what I'm saying is you need to be truthful. You have to the fire, the passion to take this forward. You need to see whether he has a plan. Now if you ask me, okay, tell me what's your plan to take this country forward. Tell me what your plan is to take your country forward. I would say, I have a 12-point, 15-point plan. One, make this an agricultural hub. We have India, we have Maldives, we have Pakistan, we have Bangladesh. Highly populated countries. We are a country which has rain. We have no problem with regard to water. We can easily make this the vegetable basket of Asia. Okay. Two, make this a air and naval hub. We have spent colossal amount of money in Hambantota. We have made a airport there. Let us make this. If you take Africa, Africa is going to, like China, Africa is going to be the next China, because there is so much of natural resources there. All the people in all the most powerful Asian countries, Japan, China, Singapore, various fellows, are flying to Africa for natural resources. They are going through Dubai. But if you create the route to go through Matala, you're cutting the whole journey by another 6 to 8 hours. So you can make it an air hub. Then you can make it whatever said and done, Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa, I mean, I don't agree with the port in the sense they should have had a deep water port, but still they built the port and the port is there, it has come to stay. So you need to now work around it and see whether you can make it a second Singapore. Because Singapore is outpricing themselves. It is becoming very costly there. So that is another area we can look at. Then what about IT? Now we can make this a IT hub. We can make this a hub where people, because one thing is this, although India has the Silicon Valley and all that, the conditions in India, living conditions in India are not the best. Because one thing is pollution. All the cities are extremely polluted. But if we decide to make this an IT hub where we get the best guys to come here, back officers here, it's a $1 billion industry, which can grow 100% every year. Can go 100% every year. Then what about health and Ayurveda? There's so many people who are coming for, today most of our tourists are coming for Ayurveda, but do we promote it? No. Health. If we can get the rich Indians, 1.4 billion people in India, at least there are 100 million millionaires. If we can get them to come and make Sri Lanka their second home, it's only a 2-hour flight. If we can get the Europeans for our Ayurvedic treatment, I mean, this is another health hub.
Yeah.
And all these, you don't need new infrastructure. All you need is, now for instance, you look at Barcelona.
Yeah. I was just thinking of that actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Now see, now they are also selling the same balms and various oils and things like that. But see the packaging, they have changed it. So what I'm saying is we need to rebrand ourselves.
Yeah.
We need to rebrand, we need to think. And now the Ayurveda department for the last 50 years has done nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, they may have done but they have not been able to market themselves.
Yeah.
But now look at one person, I mean, credit must go to them. Now look at how they have rebranded it.
Absolutely. They did more in 1 year than the Ayurveda
But
department
in
50
this
years.
50 years. Then the other thing is Buddhism. And we are a country, remember, that our tolerance with other religions are fantastic. So, and Buddhism is a religion where you can teach in depth. Anyone who wants to learn a religion in depth and who wants to fight it, who wants to study it, who wants to argue against it, this is the religion you can get. You can get so many thousands of people coming for that kind of tourism here. So but my problem is anyone thinking about this on those lines? I'm not, don't misunderstand, I'm not a Buddhist fanatic or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, if it is a good religion, if it's I'm a Buddhist because I was atheist at one time, but I believed in Buddhism because it's scientific, it's a way of life.
Absolutely.
It's a way of life. So if you can teach this to the people in Europe, people in Europe, I mean, I think it's a huge market.
No, true.
It's a huge market. I mean, these are moneyed fellows who are going to come here.
Yeah.
And we have got so many temples, 10 or 15,000 temples all over the country.
Yeah.
Right? All those can be made into beautiful, like monastery type of, where you can meditate and Ayurveda. And can you just imagine the amount of money which is going to flow into the villages?
Totally.
Then the other thing is now, even if you take tourism, are we promoting maximum of our tourism? No.
Not at all.
Now, people are going to Maldives and spending $500,000 a night. But here, they are coming and asking for rooms for $10.
Yeah.
So, and what does Maldives have and what do we have? Maldives has only the sea. But we have so many other things to offer. Different climates, different terrain, different kind of tourism, all that. So what I'm saying is, these are various areas any government should concentrate.
Yeah.
This has to be policy, government policy. You have to get the best people in these hubs. Now, if you take the IT, if you want to make it an IT hub, you get the best 5-10 best guys and say, look here guys, I will eradicate all obstacles, hurdles. You take this from a $1 million industry to a $10 million industry.
Yeah.
That's the mandate.
Yeah.
That's the mandate.
And if they don't do it, you're out.
Then you're out. Then you get so many young guys who will come out with fantastic plans. We are going to do this, we are going to do that.
Yeah.
It's all possible.
Very true.
And then foreign employment. Now, as I told you first, if we teach our fellows English, we will be employable in any market now without a problem.
Yeah.
And now, for instance, if you take Europe, am I running over my time?
No, not at all.
If you take Europe, at one time there was a huge shortage of truck drivers in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we have an army, navy, air force and police of about 400,000. Out of that, immediately if the government got into action, 10,000 fellows, if we sent as truck drivers, train them here with a little English, little training, whatever said and done, they are trained fellows, military trained guys.
Yeah.
We send them with a bond and all that to countries like in Europe. salary per week is $750 to $1,000. Okay. So, we'll say 750. That is $3,000 a month. 10,000 people sending $3,000 a month for 1 year. Can you imagine the amount of money which we are going to get?
Yeah.
And two, now since the war is over, these people they are looked as a burden, but we are enhancing their lives.
Yeah.
So every year you get 10,000 people and send them on foreign employment.
Yeah.
On train now we'll say nursing or caregivers. Europe is having a huge problem with regard to old age. Okay, so if we can train maybe good caregivers,
That's a great point.
okay, and send them. It's not a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, there is no need of huge buildings, no infrastructure. Whatever we have, we can do it.
It's not like putting a rocket into the moon.
Moon. It's not. So can you imagine concurrently these various
What a compound effect it would have.
what a compound effect it's going to have. And what I'm saying is this billions of dollars we have to pay back.
Yeah.
It's pittance.
Yeah.
Do you agree that all of this needs to happen simultaneously at
Definitely,
once?
definitely.
Radical reform.
Radical reform. Then education.
Yeah.
Education a hub here. Okay. Why do you need to go to Singapore? Why do you need to go to Malaysia? You can have that hub here. So many people will come here because one thing is this, remember, our environment is great.
Yeah.
We have clean air, it's all green, it's clean.
Yeah. Indians
See,
get shocked when they come to Colombo.
You are perfectly correct. Because I have met so many Indians, they have told me
Yeah.
that they never knew that Sri Lanka was so
No,
beautiful.
they don't.
They never knew that Sri Lanka was so beautiful. Why? Because of the war, they never came, they went to Singapore. But if we place our country, and the other thing is this, the bridge through Mannar to India. Think big. Think big. We are talking about 1.4 billion population. Just imagine 1% coming, 14 million. We can't handle 2 million people here. Now,
Yeah.
you build the bridge, you get 1.4 million people coming a year, 14 million coming a year, we will not be able to cater. Spending $100. Then what about the oil reserves? The oil reserves in the off the coast of Mannar. We have oil and gas. Nothing has been done to harvest it. Confirmed oil and gas reserves
In the Mannar Basin?
in the Mannar Basin. Get that? So we are sitting on a gold mine. We are sitting on a gold mine. But there is no political will.
How sad, no?
It is.
It's a very sad thing.
disappointing.
So these are the these are the ideas I have in my mind,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping that we will be able to implement it.
I mean,
That's-
inevitably we must. Yeah.
We must. So I don't want to die regretting.
Yeah.
I don't mind dying by trying.
Yeah.
If we can try and if we can succeed, fine. But otherwise, this is easily reversible. It is, and we are talking about this at 100 billion or whatever. Nothing. 40 billion to pay is nothing. Can you imagine if these are put into first year 1 billion, second year 2 billion, third year, within 4-5 years you can pay this money. And I'm telling you, I have been to America, Europe and all that. In those countries, you get so many homeless people. Thousands and thousands of homeless people. Do you get any homeless people who are sleeping on the road? Unless by choice, some of these Colombo beggars, they sleep on the road.
It's rarer here than it is in like London,
Definitely.
That's crazy.
which is
No, here it's non-existent.
yeah.
Almost non-existent. Anyway, in the cities, begging is a racket.
Yes.
Begging there is a mafia.
It's a business.
It's a business. So they put these guys, they get them to sleep in bad condition. People feel sorry, give money. So out of that money, the Mudalali gets 75%. So that's also business. So other than that, we don't have homeless people here. We don't have people who are starving. But in those countries, it's rampant. And we say that they are all developed and this and that and all that. It's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, London is quite the interesting place today, and when you compare it to even Sri Lanka, you'd think, I'll take the economic crisis over London.
No, and the other thing is this: if you fall ill, you know, it's cheaper for them to come to Sri Lanka and get medicine, get treatment, than go into one of their hospitals there.
No, yeah.
So,
sure.
so can you imagine how good our systems are? Badly run, it's still good. Can you imagine 10-15% efficiency coming every year? Where is going to end up?
Yeah.
So, and I'll tell you, our doctors are world class. Okay, government doctors. I have told my wife, if I fall ill, take me to government hospital, because you get the best doctors there, best treatment there. Right? So, can you imagine if we develop these government hospitals? Now, if you take the Colombo General Hospital, I think there is about 50 to 100 acres there, that whole area, and you develop it into a nice hub.
Yeah.
You develop into a nice hub. Already the Maldivians are coming here.
Yeah.
Have been coming for a long time. But if you promote it, there's so many ways you can make money. So many ways you can make money.
Well, I'll just at this point, it's like, as we spoke about before, it's every time you want to make a reform, someone is there to get on the street, blockade, all sorts of things.
That's not going to happen, because all those guys who have got onto the streets have got into government, and they have messed it up. So now they have no way to get on the street. So this is the best time to start the reforms. So don't worry about that.
Fair. I get where
And
you're coming from.
if they start their nonsense, right? If they start their nonsense, then we'll have to deal with it, because they got their chance. You know, they have to walk their talk.
Yeah.
They have not been able to walk it, right? So then now shut up and wait, and let us take this forward for the next 24 years at least.
So, Mr. Maithri, the last thing that we obviously want to touch on is your personal, maybe, life, your childhood. And I would like to know how your childhood maybe shaped your current beliefs.
My father was a planter by profession, a tea planter. And we spent most of our life in the upcountry, in the Norelli district. And it was from there that I went to St. Thomas's College for studies, school, and then to Mount. And as a result of the plantation, I mean, we have worked and lived with the plantation worker. I speak the Tamil language very fluently.
Really?
I speak the Tamil language, so I think I'm one of the very rare people who can speak it fluently. I have addressed court in Tamil. I have cross-examined in Tamil. I have made submissions in Tamil in courts. So, well, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a scholar, but I can talk, I can manage my way. So I have learned that, and I think that's a huge advantage I'm having.
That would be very useful.
Very useful. So my life that way, I mean, I was in the boarding house, and that also trains you the difficult way of life. And my father is still alive, and he's planting. He's on his estate in Galle. We produce what is called the white tea in Sri Lanka.
Right.
We produce the white tea. It's called Herman Teas. And then I am also into tourism. We have few villas on the beach in Angama. And I'm also, since my father was into planting, we have our plantations, we have tea, rubber, coconut. So I may wear many hats. I know, I mean, how it happens in all those. So I basically come up the hard way in life. Then I studied hard and got into law college. And then I joined the Attorney General's department. And then left the department and came into politics in 1994. And then I was in the Provincial Council for 15 years, the Southern Provincial Council, which I learnt a lot. and I was able to secure maybe about 6,000 youth with driving licenses, because they didn't have money, 25,000 rupees to go and get a driving license. So at our DCB funds, as a provincial councillor, we used to get about 2.5 million to sometimes 5 million rupees to do work for in the area. So I was able to spend most of that money for getting driving licenses, and to date there are a lot of guys who have learned driving and who are doing well in their life. So thereafter, practiced, been a regular practitioner for last 35 years. I've been in active practice. I've been done politics. So I have been able to wear many hats and have keep many balls in the air. So I think, I don't think I've done too badly in life. Two sons, both the fellows are now practicing law. So that's basically all. And I got the best qualification was we got remanded when we were having our fight against Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe in 2013, where there was a party election, and everyone thought that Sajith will win and Mr. Karu Jayasuriya will win, Sajith will win. But ultimately, Mr. Ranil Wickramasinghe and his crowd won. So the crowd which came there got furious and started stoning Sirikota. And ultimately, since we were the organizers and
you got blamed.
We got blamed. We were the supporters of Karu, Sajith and Dayasiri at that time. So then they pointed out the fingers at us. We were all arrested, remanded. So I was in remand for 3 days, and that was a very good experience in my life, which I feel that now even the judges, before they are appointed as magistrates, should be sent to the remand to see what the conditions are. Right? For about 2 days or 3 days, they should see what the conditions are, because then they are not going to haphazardly remand people.
Yes.
So these are experiences which I feel everyone has to go through, because that's another university. It's like getting a very good degree, and I thought I will never go to remand, but well, politically that happened, and I don't regret it, and I think that was a good experience. So now we are waiting to see whether we can all get together and make this a better place. Simple as that.
Absolutely. Is there anything that you once believed in and changed your mind on?
I don't think. No.
You had strong convictions from a young age.
Definitely.
Okay.
And I still do, and I think, but it's the only thing it's not a thing which you can do alone.
Yes.
You need to build a vibrant team and people with passion to do this. So that's what I came for this show also. You all are young guys. This country belongs to you all. We will not live for another 10, 15 years, or maybe if you're lucky more. But otherwise, you all are the people who have to take this country forward. So it is our responsibility to make it a better place.
Yeah.
It's our responsibility. It's everyone's responsibility.
All of us, yeah.
And especially now, people like me whom life has treated quite well. We have done quite well. So we have more responsibility in doing that. So what I say is, all of us, people like-minded people who are professionals, doctors, lawyers, judges, engineers.
Maybe not judges.
No, there are some good judges. There are some good judges. All of them. We must all get together and work towards making this a very good place.
Absolutely.
And it's possible. There is nothing. There is no rocket science involved here. No big deals. It's basic, small things. Small changes will make the difference.
Yeah, the changes that you had predominantly spoken about were basically small changes that brought about disproportionate positive outcomes. So I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
No, and I'm not. This is not just wishful thinking.
Yeah. It's
This
practical.
is all practical. It can happen. It can happen. And whenever I get ideas, I write it in these books, because I want to one day implement it. One day implement it. So there is that factor also. So we'll hope that all of us can get together and
Absolutely.
see that this is a better place.
Okay. So lastly, is there any advice you have for the audience, for anyone listening?
My advice, not advice, my appeal is that, as voters, we have to discharge our responsibility thinking about our country. And when we are voting for anyone or when you are choosing someone, you have to choose them very carefully. For instance, now if you are going to buy a shirt or a lady is going to buy a dress, you just don't walk into a shop and take the first shirt you see and come in. You don't take the first dress and come in. You wear it, you check the labels, you check the color, you check the size, you check everything. And sometimes you don't like it, you go and return it the next day. So in the same way, when they are appointing their political leaders, you need to do those checks. If that happens, if our voter works in that manner, I think he will return a better candidate. He will return a better candidate. And for instance, I will give you one example. Mrs. Chandrika Kumartunga was able to bring in a person like Mr. Lakshman Kadiragama into politics through the national list. Right now, he coming as foreign minister, he is one person who was responsible in turning the tide with regard to Sri Lanka's image globally. Right? Otherwise, we were considered like barbarians. The diaspora had made it so. But it was one person like that who changed the entire image of this country. So what I'm saying is, one person can change it. Lee Kuan Yew was one person, but he built up a team. People helped him. He changed Singapore. Mahathir Mohamad did it. So and even you go to India, Prime Minister Modi, last 10 years, I think, he has done a tremendous job. Tremendous job. India is now on the fastest growing economies in the world, and they are in the superpower race. Leave aside anything else, right? They are in the superpower race. So
they're playing a different game.
They are completely different game. Completely different. And we are positioned so well under India. We are positioned so well. I mean, even if the droppings from the table, if we collect that, okay. We don't have the plan to even collect that. So that is how well we are placed. That is how well we are placed. So this I of course feel it is your generation. It's your generation, and you all are a very capable people, the young generation, all very technically computer savvy, all that. But you all also need to take a interest in the country. I'm not taking personally. You all are doing it yourselves. But what I'm saying is I'm talking about the whole lot. Whole lot. Because I feel, this is the impression I get, maybe the age difference. I feel that you all are just, let this, let it go. I mean, it doesn't bother us. No, it bothers you.
It should.
It has to bother you.
It has to, yeah.
It has to bother you.
Yeah.
That is what I'm scared of. I'm scared of that. I mean, if these guys, this Gen Z group, now if they are going to have this attitude, what is going to happen? Who is going to take it over? Another 10 years, 15 years, who is going to take it over? That is a serious concern. So why I come for these shows, why I want to talk to you all, because I want your imagination to be fired.
Absolutely.
You all need to get interested in this. These groups need to get interested. They need to come. I mean, I have told my political party, we are willing to give this and go if there is someone who is better than us. That is there. If I know that someone is going to run this country better, I mean, I rather have a good holiday, go on cruises, have a good time. That easily could be done, but we don't want to do it because we want to somehow see that this is a better place. It's a lovely country.
Absolutely.
Are you optimistic?
Different. I'm an absolute optimist. My father says that he has never seen an optimist like me. I'm absolutely optimistic.
Amazing.
I always see the bright side, and everything is possible. I don't take no for an answer.
Just to end with, because you mentioned, like Gen Z has to, take it up. From my experience, I don't know what your thought is on this, but at least people in our generation actually don't care, the majority. But
they actually have a hatred for this country.
They actually have a hatred. But
I didn't want to use that word.
It's true.
No, it's true.
But it's coming from you all. It's good.
It's true.
Because otherwise it may be construed in a wrong way. But that is my fear.
Yeah.
That is my fear. I don't want, I want them to believe that this can be turned around. Because I feel, they feel that this is, no, this is just not the place.
Yeah.
This is just not the place. What I'm saying is, if they go somewhere else, it's going to be worse.
Well, they look at the politics and say the politics is the country, but that's
No,
not
it's
the
not
case.
the case.
Yeah,
It's not the case. So that's what I'm saying. We need good people to come in.
absolutely.
We need that is a sine qua non in getting this thing right. That's why I said that this is not a thing which I can do alone. We need a combined effort.
Sure.
Combined effort. It has to be spoken all over the place. Everyone needs to talk about it. We need, I mean, I am prepared to go and talk to anyone. Anyone and give up. They can question. They can question and get information, because whatever said and done, I think I can enlighten many of them with a lot of things which we can do for this country. And I don't think I'm talking pipe dreams. These
Yeah.
are all achievable targets. So this is what I want to do.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, my optimism stems from the fact that it's the 80-20 principle. If you can get 20% of the most capable people,
You're through.
you're through.
You're through.
So that's where my optimism comes from, because we are not going to get 80%. It's
So
not going to
even
happen.
10% you get, I think you're through.
Absolutely.
10% you get through, you're through.
Absolutely.
And this Gen Z generation is a major player in this game. They are the ones who are going to change it, because I feel the floating water, right?
Yeah.
This Gen Z type of
Yeah.
thinking is now has risen to about 10 million people, right? So that 10 million, if you can capture the imagination of that 10 million, you're through.
You're through.
Yeah.
You're through.
On that note, thank you, Mr. Maithri.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for your
It was-
conversation. Thank
It
you
was
so much.
extremely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Amazing
Thank you.
conversation.
Thank you very much for the valuable questions you all have asked. And it's a pleasure to have been talking to you all, because one thing is you all represent that Gen Z generation.
Yeah.
And your efforts to have this program, I know it's a very expensive, it's very costly, but you all are doing it. It's a great service you're doing, because you may not get the returns immediately, but what you all can do and what you all are doing, it's going to give a major return to the country.
I hope so. I hope so.
Definitely.
In a few
That is
the
years,
plan.
for sure. That is the plan.
That is the plan. So then I have spoken about your plan. Oh, I have revealed it to the public.
Yeah, now we're going to get attacked. Now we're going to get court cases. Yeah.
I will defend you, don't worry.
Thank you so much. That should deter people now. Thank you, Mr. Maithri.
Thank you very much
Thank
again.
you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.